Yo, what's the word? What's the deal? What's poppin', my babies? It's your boy Tay, aka Podcast Tay, and this is Michigan's new pod, and I am your host here to recap the Lions game from last night. Lions versus the Atlanta Falcons preseason game, and it was a lot of twists and turns, ups and downs, and some truly sad moments that we will address first. First things first, man. Let's just jump right into it. Let's recap this. Unfortunately, we had a very, very serious injury to a Detroit Lions player. To any players, it isn't any good. Um, Maurice Morris, defensive back for the Detroit Lions, was injured. Um, it was a serious injury. They had to end up pretty much calling the game. They let the clock bleed out because the NFL, nobody was going to step in and stop the game. And yeah, so the Lions, Dan Campbell, he decides, run the clock out. It's no point in doing this no more. And it's not worth it. And we just want to send out all the prayers, all the prayers and just the good spirits, good energy just to Maurice Morris, man. It's unfortunate. It's the preseason, though. It does happen. And it's just a part of it. It's a part of it. And it's unfortunate. I want to say thank you to the ATL, man. Thanks to the A, man. Thanks to the A. You know what I'm saying? Like, just for being able to be so respectful and just so supportive of, hey, man, your family in the D. You know what's up with that. Y'all already know what's going on. I would say, you know what's going on, man. Y'all already know. But y'all know we family. So I appreciate that from y'all. We appreciate that from y'all. And yes, man. Very bad moment. And, this goes into, Tate Ratledge and Tyleik Williams both did end up playing in last night's game. However, this was the thing that I was talking about. This is the thing I was saying. It's dangerous. When you have guys, man, every snap, it doesn't matter if it's joint practice, preseason, running routes. Every snap, you always one snap away from it being something detrimental to your career. Every single snap. And that's why the Lions are trying to withhold certain players that play, and that's why I can't necessarily fault them. Because what would you rather have? Would you rather have a slow start or no start? Would you rather have a guy get into his groove in week 3 or get into his groove in week 16 because he hasn't been playing? So, unfortunately, that's the sacrifice you got to make. And, unfortunately, it was him. It was him. And, people try to just downplay preseason and everything like that. But at the end of the day, the only difference is that preseason, let's knock out this whole myth. Preseason doesn't mean that these guys aren't strong, aren't fast, can't hit. Sometimes there's other stuff going on for a player to not make the team. These guys can be just as strong and just as fast as your favorite player, but he may not be as intelligent. That's why it's dangerous. You go out there with some people who ain't got nothing to lose, who will never get this shot again, and need to make a name for themselves. They don't know no preservation. They can't have preservation. So that's why it's so dangerous. You have to be so careful because there's truly nothing you can do to prevent injury once the play starts. It's not really much you can do. So just one more shout out to the A and prayers to Maurice Morris. And that's how we're going to start this one off, man. Prayers to Maurice Morris. Now, let's get into the actual game, man. Let's talk about all of it. So the game ends 17-10 in a Detroit Lions victory. Unfortunately, we couldn't see more because of the injury, but we will cover what we did get a chance to see. Saw a lot of good. Saw a lot of bad. Is ways that we need to improve, but grain of salt, preseason, guys, you may never see again. So let's just get right into it. We'll start with the offense. Let's start with the elephant in the room, the QB battle between Kyle Allen and Hendon Hooker. Now, I don't think I need to speak too much or say too much or get into this too much. This is gonna be quick. First and foremost, I gotta eat crow. I was damn wrong, And I'm here to stand in front of this camera and tell everybody I was wrong. And to tell this individual I was wrong. Kyle Allen. Kyle Allen, I said you was a disgrace to be called a starter. I didn't think it was a good thing that you could do on the football field, and I'll just be honest and say that. And by damn, you proved me wrong, man. And I just want to take this time, I got to give you, when I used to play football, we used, clap it up, get a couple claps, 3 claps, whatever. Man, Kyle Allen showed his ass last night. Boy, oh boy, showed his ass. I mean, damn, man. Dude. Okay, Kyle. Okay, Kyle. Yeah. Okay, Kyle. Yeah, I see you. Yeah. My boy Kyle done decided to say, oh, maybe he seen my video. I don't know. Kyle, baby, my dog. Listen, man. You did your thing last night, man. Let's read Kyle Allen's stats, shall we? Kyle Allen, 7 of 8, 120 yards, and he had some rush yards too. So, just to jump into that, man, Kyle Allen, now, did he throw for 300? No, it's preseason. You know what comes with that. We're not going to get them numbers really usually in preseason. But to see him be a complete quarterback, not only lead the team down the field, but to punch it in and score in a professional fashion. It wasn't just like, oh, bad play by the defense. Like, no, this guy was throwing some damn lasers. He had some deep balls. His progressions were better. His reads were better. His passing was better. His pocket presence was better. Knowing when to run, it was all better. Kyle Allen, you did your damn thing. I'm going to touch back to you in 2 seconds. Just give me 2 seconds. And the loser of the QB battle is Hendon Hooker. I posted a video and I said, well, does Hendon Hooker have to ride Spirit or is he getting on the Greyhound? And I was just wondering how he was going to get home. I mean, shit. What you want me to say? How you going to get home? I didn't think he needed a ride. I felt like, somebody probably had a couple hundred. Get him a Greyhound ticket, Uber. I don't know. I didn't want his ass on that goddamn bus, though. Hendon fucking Hooker, man. Come on. Come on. What? Bro. Hendon Hooker. Okay. Hold on. I got it right here. 7 of 10 for 38 damn yards. 7 of 10. 38 passing yards. Listen. Hendon Hooker is not fit at this current moment. This is technically year 3 for Hendon Hooker. He showed no growth. He doesn't even really show growth in camp. I don't remember if people remember the reports last year, but they said they were having difficulties with him in camp last year. It's not looking good for Hendon. I'm sure Hendon Hooker is a great person. I've heard lots about him being a great person as far as being in practice, being a supportive teammate, not being hateful, spiteful, or jealous, or envious. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I love that for him. However, as far as being a person who's going to handle the football for me, hell no. Absolutely not. I think it's pretty clear Kyle Allen won this QB battle very easily. Hendon Hooker can't look downfield, man. He don't got the eyes to play quarterback. He don't got the eyes, man. He misses so much. And had that cannon arm, I'm not seeing a lot of completions deep. And that's how I know he doesn't have the eyes. Because it always seems like, 65% of the time he's going to take off and run, maybe 70. But when he throws, he can only get it about under 15 yards up the field. And for him to have an arm like that, for any quarterback, if you can't get it past 15 yards, that means your eyes are no good. You can't see, you can't process, you can't decipher. And that's what it looks like we have with Hendon Hooker. Um, you know, that's the disappointing thing about all of this. I wanted Hendon Hooker to work. I honestly wanted Hendon Hooker to get like a poor man's Jordan Love, and then we flip him. That was more so my plan. But he's adding no trade value to himself. Like that's where I started going with him when I saw he started panning out. Can I get you to be good enough for a trade? Can I get you to a point to where you can maybe win some games for us? Because if let's say we clinched our position in the playoffs, we don't have nothing to worry about, and we got a couple of games that don't matter, Hendon Hooker can play them games. Hendon Hooker can get some exposure and some passing yards and some rushing yards and some touchdown passes. And then you can add value to him. The quarterback cycle will never, ever end. It will always be a team that needs a quarterback. There's a team that still needs one as we speak. And we're not able to do that with Hendon Hooker, unfortunately. So I would say that this pretty much solidified. I want to say this is the last year on this contract. I don't expect to see Hendon Hooker again after this season. I don't expect to. I would be shocked if we did. And this is not to bash Hendon Hooker the person. And I just don't think there's nothing left for him here. I understand the relationship with Detroit that he had. I think his father is from Detroit or something like that. Him and his father and Brad Holmes, I believe, have some type of relationship. It's nothing left. And that doesn't even mean he's a bad player. But, sometimes guys just don't have it there. You might be an amazing player, but you may not be amazing in Detroit. We may not have a coaching staff that caters to you. You may have a better chance in Jacksonville. You might have a better chance in Cleveland. You might have a better chance in... I'm just bringing up teams, but you get the point. So, yeah. I don't see it from Hendon Hooker. But that's pretty much that far as that. Moving on. A Mr. Isaac Tesla. What I tell you about that boy. Oh, shit, I knocked my damn cover off my laptop. Lord. Anyways, what I tell you about that man, huh? Isaac Tesla. Let me get your stats, baby. Let me get your stats. Pull it up right now. Mr. Isaac Tesla. 2 receptions for 18 yards, 1 touchdown. Now, I know you like, how in the hell can you hype that guy up? If you look at the plays he did make. Isaac Tesla is, you know what? His year will not be this year. This will be a building year for him. But I'm going to tell you something. You keep playing with this man, and you're going to have a genuine one on your hands next year. Genuine. I think that he can be the replacement for about 2 players. And I think that may be the direction the Lions go in. Like, I could see them being satisfied enough with him that they feel comfortable releasing Tim Patrick and possibly Khalif Raymond. I'm not saying that Isaac Tesla would necessarily be able to. They're different types of players. However, when you look at the production, it might be worth it to let them both go, save that money, and then have more money in free agency or just towards the cap. Isaac Tesla, when he's targeted, he catches the ball. And that motherfucker can stay open. That's the thing. That boy can stay open. Like, he's different. I'm telling you. And he got hands, man. He got hands. That boy can catch. He got hands. I'm telling you. So, shout out to Isaac Tesla, man. Big TD pass, TD catch for him, man. Shout out to Isaac Tesla. Tom Kennedy, he got a couple yards. Jackson Meeks, he had a 68-yarder. He did pretty good. 3 receptions, 78 yards, a touchdown. those are pretty much the big hitters. I didn't necessarily see what I would have liked to have saw from Shane Zylstra, but at the same time, I don't know how much of that is him or how much of that should we predicate to the play calling or the situation of it being preseason, because you do expect more from Shane Zylstra. 3 receptions, 8 yards, no touchdowns. You expect a lot more out of Shane. Is he a 1? No, but he's a preseason 1. So I expect a big more from him. But those are pretty much the good things I can highlight on offense. Now, let's move into the bad. Look, you realize it's a group I didn't cover, and it's not fully their fault, but listen. This O-line, were they as bad as last week? No, they weren't. Last week we saw a lot of we didn't see any blocking whatsoever. I'm not even saying this week it was a bunch of blocking, but we didn't get to see any blocking. We saw a lot of penalties. We saw a lot of just bad from the O-line, and Dan Campbell and that regime was able to spin that around. We'll get into that later. But the running backs did not do great at all. We went for 100 yards rushing, but we went for 100 yards rushing between 5 players. That is morbidly atrocious in any way you can measure this thing. That's atrocious. It doesn't matter what you say. Listen to this. Jacob Sailors, 9 carries, 35 yards, no touchdowns. Hendon Hooker, 3 carries, 27 yards, no touchdowns. Craig Reynolds, 6 carries, 15 yards, no touchdowns. Jabari Small, 5 carries, 13 yards, no touchdown. Kyle Allen, 2 rushes, 10 yards, no touchdown. We averaged out at we bottomed out at 100 yards even. So the O-line, these damn, listen, man, it sucks. The run blocking was far worse than the pass blocking. Tate Ratledge, he did play. I'm glad he got some experience under his belt. Him being out there, it was a little bit difficult to see. I couldn't quite key in on him. It was so much that you had to focus on as far as just that line. It was so many failures coming from so many different positions. It was very hard to kind of keep up, but he didn't get pushed around. He did look good. He looked good. I think he could have done more is what I'm basically saying had he had a better line around him. But when nobody else can hold up their block, it kind of make you look like you don't hold up yours either. So definitely need some adjustments there. Do I think that's foreshadowing the future of the regular season? No. But definitely need a bit more from them guys in the run game, because you got Craig Reynolds and our new guy Jabari Small. Oh, Vaki didn't play. I thought he was gonna play. He didn't play. Everybody just looked bad. Everybody looks bad behind this offensive line when you get to running it. The pocket closes, relatively quick sometimes when it comes to passing it. O-line got to step up and work. Because at the end of the day, some of these guys are going to make the team, and we need some of these guys to be ready on a serious level, which they are currently not, which is a problem. So let's move on over to the defense, shall we? Defense. I want to talk about a couple players I saw on the defense. Let's start with. I want to start with my boy. I was gonna go in order. I want to start with my boy, Rock Your Sins. Yeah, I put the S on there because he can rock your damn. That boy can hit. Oh yeah, I fucking love watching Rock Your Sin, man. That is a Detroit player right there. I said, listen. Oh, I can't wait till we get into the coaching aspect of this. Y'all gonna love this shit. Y'all gonna love this shit you watch. So look, Rock Your Sin did exactly what he needed to do to prove he should make this team. Everybody in Detroit right now should be exuberant, excited, whatever word you want to use, about Rock Ya-Sin and Rock Ya-Sins. And the reason why is because you now know that amongst this whole thing with Ennis Rakestraw, you got somebody who's showing potential, who might be able to help fulfill that role. Maybe not even fulfill it alone by himself, but to be able to help fulfill, to be able to. He's a guy that I believe we can see on Sundays, and it won't look like, what the hell is that guy doing? What the fuck is he doing out there? Like, it looks like he's got it. I think he's got it. I do. I think he's got it. Rock Ya-Sins, 3 total tackles, all solo tackles, no pass deflections. However, man, I said he needed to step up in his pass game defense. We keep seeing him hit. Let's see some pass. That boy was defending the pass. That boy was defending the pass. I thought he had a pass deflection. I'm surprised I didn't give it to him. I think that was in the second quarter, I believe. Oh no, it was a hit that led to I think tight end dropping the ball. So once again, he out here hitting. That man out here doing dangerous shit again, y'all. And I love it. Tyleik Williams, let's step up talking to him. Tyleik Williams, now he doesn't show up on the score sheet, meaning he didn't get any sacks, he didn't get any tackles, and I guess that means that Tyleik Williams is a bust. He sucks. I definitely hate him. I thought I saw him peeing on children at a bus stop or something. Look, Tyleik Williams, baby, I'm proud of you too, man. Let me explain something to y'all. Everybody, listen, Tyleik doesn't play a sexy ass position. He not finna have 5 sacks and a pass deflection and 10 tap. That's not his game. He's a disruptor. This is why this man had an all-star performance yesterday, people. This is why. Because guess what happened once he got up in there? Whole D-line start getting free. Everybody start getting loose. Everybody start getting back to the quarterback. He is playing his role exactly as it needs to be played. He's a big-ass, wide-body tackle, and you have to account for him. You can't let him through. You can't. And he's a big boy, and he's coming for you. And so he was able to, listen to this. So now, guess how many sacks we had, sacks and TFLs we had yesterday? 2 sacks, 5 TFLs, and Tyleik Williams didn't get any of them. But he was out there. So he obviously has great chemistry, even with the practice squad guys who I know he doesn't get a lot of reps with. Still to be able to have that level of chemistry, still to be able to free up your guys, man, and get everybody getting after the quarterback. He played his position perfectly. I wouldn't have changed his effect for his first game. Now, is there room for growth? I don't even think I need to answer that. But that man, he did a damn good job. Eric Hallett, he stepped up. 4 total tackles. Maurice Norris, prior to his injury, he was playing a pretty good game. He had 3 tackles. Zach Cunningham stepped up. Somebody we wanted to see something from was Trevor Nowaski, and also Al-Quid Muhammad. We'll just say Al Muhammad. Can't pronounce that. I think it's Al-Quidin, actually. Al-Quidin Muhammad. Yeah, Al-Quidin Muhammad. Okay, yeah, he stepped up. He had 2 tackles and a sack, and a TFL. So he was getting after the quarterback for sure. You look at all of these guys. If I say your name, you contributed to the stat sheet. And I love this for them. Eric Hallett, Rock Ya-Sin, DiCaprio Boodle, Zach Cunningham, Maurice Norris, Trevor Nowaski, Ian Kennelly, or Kennelly, Alquin Muhammad, Grant Stewart. He had some good hits. He had some very good hits actually. Grant Stewart, Nate Lynn, Avonte Maddox. He did okay. Uh, Ahmed Hassanena, that boy. Yeah, I guess he getting them moves together. Yeah, two uh two tackles for him. No sacks. That's perfectly okay. Plenty of time to get a sack. Um, and we got a couple other guys in there. I'm not gonna just run through the whole thing. Oh, Broderick Martin, he did actually get a tackle, and he got a TFL. So, or the tackle was a TFL, so he got a TFL. Um, so it's great to see so many guys that you actually wanted to see contribute. Unfortunately, we didn't get to go over the whole game because the injury did happen and it did stop the game, unfortunately. But that is what we saw. Now, I want to get into coaching. I want to get into Johnny Moe. I want to get into Dan Campbell. I want to get into Calvin Shepard. Now, how do we grade these coaches? Well, I said in my last video, what I said, this is a win to me because it's the preseason. So, as a coach, the best thing you can do is make adjustments, hope that the guys can do what they can do. But I said one less touchdown given for the defense and one more touchdown made for the offense. And I feel like we won that game, no matter what the scoreboard says. We win because that's improvement. 17-10. So not only did we get one more touchdown offensively, but we got a field goal too. That's something we couldn't do last week. Not only did we not give up 34 points, we only gave up 10. 24-point difference. Win, if you ask me. So I think that shows a lot. I think that shows that you should have, honestly, out of anything, if you really want something to get excited about from this game, be excited about Calvin Shepard and Johnny Moe. Because all it shows is how great that they can not only game plan, but make adjustments. See, y'all not really thinking about Detroit history as a whole. This team's history as a whole is built on the backs of coaches who can't make adjustments. Even sometimes in this regime, can't make adjustments. Before Aaron Glenn came into his own, what couldn't he do? He couldn't make adjustments. So it's even happened under this regime. The fact that these guys were able to make adjustments, to hold the Falcons, to be able to score not only in the first half, but as well as the second half, to continue to get the ball flowing, to continue to keep them at bay, you should be super excited. You should be super excited. Because look at last week. 1 touchdown, 34 points given up. This week, 17 points, 2 touchdowns, a field goal, 1 touchdown given up, and 1 field goal given up. That's fucking growth, dude. Round of applause, man. Y'all better be excited about Calvin Shepard and Johnny Moe. Because they not playing. They not no nobodies. They been on this team. And goddamn it, they not for the bullshit. I don't know why everybody keep acting like if it ain't Ben Johnson and Eric Glenn, it's just nobody else is a good coach anymore. Nope, nobody else is a good coach. It left with the 2 coaches with no Super Bowls. Yeah, I went there. I don't give a damn if it was here. I went there. Y'all wanna meat ride or glaze the coaches with no Super Bowls, and y'all love Super Bowls because if you ain't got a Super Bowl, you're a nobody. You can't get in this party. You know what I'm saying? So why y'all tripping? Look, man, Johnny Moe and Calvin Shepard got the same amount of Super Bowls as Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson. What you mad for? Same amount of playoff success, if not more. What you mad for? I'm just saying. So I think it's a lot to be hopeful about. Please remember, these are not your starters. So just relax. We're trying to see who is going to show up if we have 22 more guys on IR. We're trying to see who is going to show up if Brian Branch needs a breather, if Kirby Joseph needs a breather, if DJ Reed. We're trying to see who can fill in, and when their number gets called, they can show up. We're not looking for anybody to break the starting lineup. And to be honest, none of these guys are, except for Tyleek Williams and Tate Ratledge. Them the only, out of everybody I named, them the only dudes who are going to start for you out of this whole thing. Now, well, to Sly, he gonna be a 2. That's gonna be a 2. I'm gonna be honest with you, he's a 2. But other than that, please don't take this to heart. But man, thank y'all so much for coming in here, man. Thank y'all so much for joining, man. Thank you for breaking down this game, man. Popping out with your boy, man. Thank you so much, man. Hey, look, tune in again. More coming, more content. We on everything. It ain't just sports. We on everything. But man, please keep up, tap in, stay tuned with your boy, man. This your boy Podcast Tay. This your boy Tay, man. This is Michigan's new pod, man. Thanks for with me, man. I'm out.